Did I tell you that was good or what? And I don't know how they read my mind, but Rocky IV and Annie are two of my favorite movies ever, so I just thought that was brilliant. Anyway, I cannot wait to bring these guys out. They were laughing hysterically as they watched. So first, let me introduce the young actress that plays Missy. She is apparently writing her own book, so she might take over my job one day. She is so precocious and adorable. I cannot wait for you to meet her. Please welcome Reagan Revord. Very end. Go for it. Okay, and this next actor has the best name, the best hair, and the best Texas accent I've ever heard in my life. He plays Georgie. Please welcome Montana Jordan. Way to go. Okay. This next actress is such a legend. She plays the most fun grandmother ever. I want her to be my grandmother. Please welcome Mima, the amazing Annie Potts. Now, I'm from St. Louis, and this next actor, he based his character off of some of his relatives from southern Missouri, so I definitely need to know more about these relatives of his. Please welcome George Sr., Lance Barber. Thank you. Of course. I sat down with this next actress about a few weeks before Young Sheldon first premiered. We could have talked forever. She is such a delight. She is so amazing at what she does. She's also an expert knitter, so maybe she'll make me a sweater at the end of this. I don't know. Anyway, she plays Mary. Please welcome the incredible Zoe Perry. Oh, good to see you too. Okay, this next guy is so wise beyond his years. I'm really convinced he's going to take over my job. If not, I will put him to work or something. He is amazing. He sang, he danced, he can tap dance. He does anything that you'd ask, I think. Please welcome the amazing young Sheldon himself, Ian Armitage. Oh, guys, check out his shoes. Look at those shoes. This next guy, he narrates, he executive produces, and his birthday is in 3 days. So let's give it up for Jim Parsons. You're so welcome. It's not money, don't worry. No, it's my driver. Just as important as money in this town. Anyway, our next guest, he is the co-creator, the executive producer. He is so busy, he has not tweeted since 2012. So that should give you an idea of how much he's working. He needs a vacation. Please welcome Steve Malaro. I checked his Twitter. He hasn't tweeted in 6 years. And finally, this is my other fun fact. He's also the co-creator. He's the executive producer. He's an all-around genius. And he even wrote an episode of Muppet Babies, which was everything for me in the 80s. Please welcome the remarkable Chuck Lorre. Thank you. All right. You guys did great on the shoe game. I love it. Chuck's shoes, Ian's shoes, Jim's shoes, everybody.
Why, thank you.
Nice work. Thank you. Congratulations, not only on being the #1 new comedy, but the #1 new show of the 2017-2018 season. I mean, wow. Wow. No pressure. That's amazing. And a season 2 pickup. Yeah. So cool. I know you guys, you filmed the pilot a little bit over a year ago. now. So looking back, how rewarding has this journey been over the last year?
Ian?
Why does everyone always look at me? Let's see. I had a lot of fun filming the pilot, even though I can barely remember it. I'm having even more fun filming the first season, and everyone here is so incredible. And I loved working with you on the pilot. It's the only downside, because now you're doing more
Doing
Big
my own
Bang.
thing?
Yeah, doing
Okay.
your own thing on your own road.
I ditched you.
Yeah.
You didn't
still
need me,
feel
was
real
the problem.
bad. No, I do.
All right,
Oh
all
my
right, all right.
gosh.
We did have fun, though. We had a lot of fun.
We did.
Oh my God. Ian, what was it like working with Jason Alexander? I would imagine this was like your best time of your life.
He is incredible. Also, I really had a kick out of that episode. They are on a perfect, awesome episode spree because there's some episodes coming up that have some things in them that I love. And the geology episode, now the theater episode, and I love it.
Did you know who Jason Alexander was?
I did. He did, Seinfeld. Oh, sorry,
It's called Seinfeld.
did something else though. I'm not. It's like.
Well, Jason does theater, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Oh gosh, I'm blanking now. There's a show he does.
A funny thing happened.
There's
I'm
Seinfeld.
done. I give you
Wait,
one.
yeah, gosh.
You're
okay,
too young to see Pretty Woman.
Not Seinfeld. What is it?
I said you're too young to see Pretty Woman.
He's an American. He's not too young. It's time to see Pretty Woman now.
It was not Merrily We Roll Along. Oh my gosh.
Well,
this
it
is
was
so
Merrily We Roll
Oh,
Along.
it was.
Where's your mother? Where's Lee?
So.
What was it? It was. Okay, there you go.
I love that.
That's Lee's mother. We
I
text
knew
all the
it
time.
was. I knew.
Not about the show, oddly. We mostly text about politics and theater. So, hi.
Speaking of knowing family, you guys have become such a family. I want to hear from each one of you. What was your first impressions of one another? What do you remember about the first time you all met? Your turn, Lance.
Oh, really? You guffaw, you go.
Yeah, you can't laugh.
You
and
guffaw,
then
you
talk.
go. Well, look out, everybody. She asked a question. This one right here was a nightmare to begin with,
Yeah, we don't get along at all.
and to this day has remained such. I mean, I'm going to say what everybody's going to say, which is, out of the gate, we knew how lucky we were with the people that we were working with from the pilot, and we instantly got along. You hear stories of awful little children in Hollywood and how they can be, and it's such a wrong cliche. You guys and your parents and have been more than you could ask for in regards to working with anybody in any atmosphere. And everybody's got phenomenal talent, and we do get along. It sounds like we're supposed to say that, but we really do. We really like each other. And I think that's a big part of the show, right?
Surprisingly, I can actually put up with you guys.
We are blessed that he can tolerate us.
Reagan, what was it like when you met your TV brother and your TV brothers? Yeah, there's no sister, just the TV brothers.
We started playing immediately.
Oh, yeah.
It's true.
He started showing up tap dancing, and Montana started giving me piggyback rides. That's what happened.
Annie and Zoe started playing immediately too, right?
Piggyback rides.
Piggyback rides.
Piggyback rides. Tap dancing.
Yeah.
Miss Annie, really, yeah. Can I go?
Yeah, take the floor.
I had a fun time. There's actually a picture. We have it at our house. It's me, Reagan, and Montana on, I think, the first day we met.
Yeah.
At the pilot. And that was really fun. It's Reagan's on Montana's back, and I'm standing there watching the chaos. And it's really fun to be with you guys. And speaking of family members, we have an honorary one tonight. Peyton, who is in the audience somewhere, and she's our honorary Cooper
Right
for
there.
tonight. Right.
She's raising her hand.
Hi. Woo! Honorary Cooper.
for a second, I was excited. I thought I was the honorary member, but I guess not. Okay, I have to work up to that apparently.
We don't give these titles to anyone.
Oh my.
I'm moderating 2 panels in one
moderating
night.
yet.
What does that get me? Not an
Wait till she's
honorary
finished
family
with
member.
you.
Fine, you're an honorary.
No, it's fine. I'll work towards it. It's all right. I don't mind working hard.
Oh, here we go.
Jim, what was it like the first time you met Ian? I have to imagine that
Oh.
was quite the experience.
Incredible, awesome, mind-blowing.
Well, now I can't use the words I wanted to use because I won't repeat them after you. No, well, first off, I think before meeting him in person, I felt the same way that me and Chuck and Steve did, which was we saw his audition on tape, and it was, I don't know how to put this other than saying it was kind of jaw-dropping. You know, it was really difficult material Chuck and Steve had written. It was, because they gave him this horribly long monologue to learn that it never appeared in any episode. It was just to kind of do trial by fire. You know, if he can't do this, we can't trust him. And there have been it's true. And there have been so many tapes we'd seen, and they were all good. They were all just, it was so sweet. You always see these kids doing this, you're like, oh, God bless you. But there was something about Ian's that was so jaw-dropping. And I saw it alone in my kitchen with Todd, and I said, this is reminiscent of you and I when we first met. I went, well, that's not going to work because that won't happen again. And Chuck wrote an email immediately going, we must meet him now. And and I was like, well, I guess I'm wrong. I guess my excitement was I shouldn't be so pessimistic. And anyway, so we finally met in person, and it was that was a different experience. I was nervous to meet him because I thought, which is stupid. I acted like he was a 30-year-old. I was like, well, I don't want to make him nervous before his audition. He was, what were you, 8? Yeah, I mean, you know, he still doesn't get very nervous, so...
You were just doing magic tricks in the hallway.
Yes. Yeah. And I was overly protective of his audition, which he didn't need me to be, but, you know, I didn't want to distract him. He didn't know who the hell I was, so what did he care? He didn't. He'd never seen me. He was like, who are you? Oh, yeah, I saw you on YouTube for a minute when we auditioned. But I don't know. I mean, you both can speak to that audition we saw. It was just phenomenal.
Yeah. It was actually purposely written to separate out very quickly who could possibly play this role. And there was even a piece in it where he had to do a little William Shatner impersonation.
Yes. Yes.
When one speaks as William Shatner, one gets beat up.
Oh, God.
So, yeah, he can do that.
You guys are finally saying something nice about me.
Oh.
Oh my God, I want to see a sitcom just with all of you guys in real life. This is so good. Steve, we were talking a little bit backstage about the opening credits and how you brought in a real cow for this. So please tell the audience about the theme song, how that came to be, and also about working with a cow.
I'll do the theme song first. I don't know if you remember a guy named Steve Burns, who was the original host of Blue's Clues. Our theme song was written and sung by Steve Burns, who, I'm going to say in 2002, had put out an indie rock album, and that song was on it. And I loved it, and I had never stopped really listening to it over the years, and we were thinking about what could be a theme song for this show, and I remembered there was a song called Mighty Little Man. And I'm like, that. And I played it for Chuck, and we were like, wow, that's going to be pretty good. I tracked Steve down through Friends of Friends in Facebook, and
living under a bridge in New Jersey.
And we re-recorded it with him. It turned out really well.
It was really a gift, yeah. Great way to open the show.
And the cow was great, and we still keep in touch.
The show.
Cal was an especially great actor. The cow was so good at memorizing his lines. It was incredible. I just couldn't believe it. Cal was just knew his lines so quickly.
You want to work with a cow, Ian?
Oh, I got one right here.
Hey. I want to tell things have changed since the pilot. It's not been quite a year. Things have changed.
This is what happens when he's almost at his bedtime, right? It's almost bedtime for you.
Yes,
Yes.
get crappy. I get crappy.
Me too.
You do, all of us. One thing that I love so much in each episode, I love when Missy is watching television on the couch of old episodes. So this is what I thought of, and this is for Annie and the producers. I was looking this up. Designing Women was on CBS in 1986. There is no reason that Missy cannot be watching an episode of Designing Women one of these days, right?
Has this come up?
No.
No, we have not discussed this. A black hole in the universe might be created if we were to do that. It'd be worth trying, no?
I don't think Meemaw can watch it, though. That would be too crazy.
Yeah, I know. A rift in time and space. Right?
I mean, I was thinking like that blossom once you get into the 90s,
Yeah,
like that could be
there's
so
Maya,
fun.
yeah.
To see all these, your episode of Muppet Babies, you never know. It'll be like a highlight reel of everyone's work.
Oh.
Sorry.
We can go back in time and make big lies. I mean, we could.
Go forward.
Never know. Annie, Lance, Zoe, I'm curious, what have you guys learned from Montana and Reagan and Ian? And what's some advice that you've imparted on them about the business?
Annie?
Thanks, Lance.
You're welcome.
What have we learned? Well, it's a very special thing working with children. It's the first set I've been on a long time where there wasn't a lot of cursing. We are clean. We say nothing. So I know Lance has really cleaned
Reagan
up
just
his
made
act.
a face. An occasional slip.
In the days when the kids aren't working, it just flows from us everywhere on the set.
Lance, this morning you were.
I said fart.
No, you said the other word. Pfeiffer? Thief and Pfeiffer?
Yes, Thief and
Of
Pfeiffer.
course, since it's television, he has to put $1,000 in the swear jar.
Yes, we do have a swear jar. No, we don't. Yeah, we do. We do? Yeah. I want some.
Somebody explain the swear jar to Ian.
I know what the swear jar is, but I did not know young Sheldon had one.
We've also learned that children need almost no preparation time whatsoever. They can be standing on their heads or, singing
That's happening.
and doing all different kinds of things, and then just start the scene just like that. And Zoe and Lance and I are like, can we just have 30 seconds of quiet? One time I was working with him, and Ian had gotten into a rhyming thing about Pretty Pink Unicorn. So I think I had a sizable something to say, and the whole time he was next to me going like this, going Pretty Pink Unicorn, Pretty Pink Unicorn, Pretty Pink Unicorn. Remember that?
Very professional,
Wait,
Ian.
when?
It was, but learning to work with those things, it's been interesting, and
It makes the dinner scenes very authentic because we've got 3 kids who, well, 2 of you are only children. And Montana, you're the youngest, but now you're the oldest. And what's been so remarkable is to watch them really create a family unit. I mean, you all feel like siblings.
I mean, we have the fighting, we have
There
the
can be a little
more
bickering
fighting,
at times,
we
but
have
there's
the
love, like on the show.
love.
There's some sibling
I didn't
dynamics
know
for
that.
sure. Yeah.
Wow. That's a surprise.
Sibling dynamics, and Montana's a wonderful big brother.
He is.
I try to be.
He is.
The most patient.
The most patient man. And a reminder of how to, as an actor, working with these things. These things here. Is these wonderful young actors are a good reminder on how to be natural. And for me, and constant reminder on how to just be in it. I think they do it very well and naturally. Yeah.
Seamless.
Yeah.
Montana, do you ever ask them for advice?
I don't think I have before, have I? I don't really know. I don't remember.
Montana's got that thing you can't teach. That's for sure.
I guess I'm just natural.
He was born to be a big brother.
Now, what do you kids teach your TV parents and Annie? Do you teach them anything about what you guys are interested in at this age, or anything like that? Have you taught them? Like, I just signed my parents up for Facebook the other day, so I was teaching them that. So what do you guys
Tell them to get off.
Tell them to get off. Well, they wanted to watch this tonight, so that's why. They'll get off tomorrow. But what have you guys taught?
We all love, okay, you know what I'm getting, Ray.
What are you pulling out of your pocket?
Rocks. We all love rocks.
It's true.
This is a labradorite. We all love rocks, so we are constantly jabbering on and on. Oregonite, Selenite, Chelsea, New Jersey. What do you, jabbering on crazy rock jokes that make absolutely no sense.
You're familiar with the rock jokes, right?
It's been very interesting lessons in geology.
Filled with a few unicorns thrown in here and there. Fluffy, pinky unicorns.
One of the things in the Big Bang Theory is Sheldon's utter disdain for the field of geology. But we find out on young Sheldon that he loved it as a child. He absolutely loved it as a child. And then a geologist broke his heart. So that's coming up. That
Wait, that's already come up, though, right?
It's been on already. Yes,
Yeah, that was a very good episode.
Yeah.
Speaking of learning things, as I was watching, I was rewatching some of the episodes, and the words that you have to say, Ian, are so complex. Like,
And here near Apogee, we gimbal the engine to exert a torque which executes a pitch-over maneuver to flip the rocket by 180 degrees. Needless to say, we use a PID controller to minimize the dispersion for the landing. Wow. I mean, duh.
I don't know what's happening.
Obviously.
He's doing it.
How do you do that? Like, do you have any tricks?
I really don't know.
It's not fair. They can look at these scripts once and then have it down pat.
Usually what I do is, on the ride home, Mama Sharpies down what scenes we do. So I'll be like 14, 32, and 15. And I'll just look them over. And by the way, that's very rare that we have only 3 scenes. But I kind of look them down, and then sometimes the next day I look them up. But I don't really know how I do it. My brain just kind of goes.
Jim?
Okay. He's good
The
at
only
it.
thing I'll say is this. If Ian is lucky enough to do this into his 40s, he won't remember them a week after they're gone. I don't know what that is. We tape on Tuesday nights. Wednesday midday, I'm like, we did what? I don't know what the difference is, but there's something to do with age. Or maybe it's our style. I don't know. I think it's age.
I think it's the rocks. Just saying.
Oh, man.
I thought we were all chipping in crazy ideas.
Oh, my God. Zoe, I want to talk about the fact you have made Mary Cooper your own, and you are so good playing her. And what I love is that she's more, You are so good. She's more than just the mom role. She's so complex. There's so many layers to her. What is your favorite thing about playing this character?
Well, so much more to her is kudos to Chuck and Steve, because everything I do is on the page. And what's been apparent from the get-go, from our pilot on, is that, being introduced to not only Sheldon as a young boy, but this entire Cooper family, you really get a window into everyone's perspective. And I think that's what makes the show so powerful, that everyone has their own point of view. And you can really relate to everyone, even if they're different from you. And for Mary, she has an idea of how things should operate, and the world doesn't necessarily operate accordingly, and neither does her son. And the same is true for him. And so they have to meet each other in the middle. And I think it's probably something all parents can relate to, I would imagine, that you want the best for your kids, but it really is just a day-by-day experiment of how to make that happen.
It's a lot.
Honey, you're the
Kids,
best.
Unite!
And Lance, we're seeing a really different, neat side to George Sr. He's a lot nicer than we maybe thought he would be. Talk a little bit about what it's been like playing him and also finding all of his layers as well.
Well, I think George had some backstory, I think, from the Big Bang Theory, for sure. And people are seeing that a lot, that they had anticipating something from George, that we're seeing something different from George. I don't know, for me, I'm not sure the intentions of our producers here, but I think we've talked about it some, but I framed it in that I think that the Sheldon that narrates the show, to me, is an older Sheldon who has garnered some wisdom through his own experience, as we all do. We see our parents differently when we become parents. And so I feel like, and maybe when we're younger, we have chips on our shoulders and we have, issues and baggage. And the Sheldon that narrates the show is seeing his father maybe for the first time as more of a real person, a flawed man, but more of a good man than he may have thought when he was younger. I don't know if that's fair to say, but that's how I framed it to approach the character.
Perfect.
That's very well put.
Yeah, write that down.
Write that down. And Annie, it seems to me like you are having the time of your life playing this role. What does it mean to play Meemaw and just, it's like you get such delicious dialogue. That's the best way I can describe it. So talk a little about that.
Well,
Sorry, go.
actually, I need that kind of stimulus now. Thank you. I am having the time of my life. She's
You
just.
are?
I am. I am.
I'm not sure that's. Okay.
And in an age when there's not a lot of fabulous roles for women in my age category, I am so grateful for it. I'm thankful for it every day, and it's a delight to come to set and see. As I was going through the line earlier, people say, have you been talking to the producers about, things that you have in mind and what might be in store? It's like, no. They're so good. I just show up and it's all there. It's just great. Yeah, I am having the time of my life.
She's the best. I love
Like, we don't even call her Miss Annie. We call her Meemaw.
Oh, you do. I have a grandma, I have a nana, and I have a Meemaw.
I would
Same
like a
here.
Meemaw too. Now that I'm an honorary
She's the Meemaw
Cooper.
of everyone, actually. So, I'm just saying, she kind of does feel like a Meemaw to everyone on set.
Yeah.
That's so sweet. Speaking of Meemaw and how she also exists in the Big Bang world, of course, it was so cool to see a few episodes back the origins of Soft Kitty when Sheldon was sick and Mary was singing the songs to him. What other Easter eggs will we see as this season goes on? I would imagine there was one scene not long ago where Mary was telling Sheldon one day he's going to grow up and have a wonderful group of friends, and I thought that was cute to see. So what other fun little references are you guys having planned throughout the rest of the season?
We might find out about the origin of the relationship agreement.
Really?
Of the,
Yeah.
wait.
His
What is-
yeah, applying contracts to social situations.
Do you know about this, Ian?
Wait. Sorry, I didn't quite hear what you just said.
On the Big Bang Theory, Sheldon has contracts that he writes up that determine how everybody has to behave as a roommate,
Oh,
as a girlfriend, as a fiance, and they're very thick contracts detailing everybody's behavior.
I kind of remember seeing a clip on that.
I told you he knows nothing. He literally keeps turning to me and I going, who are you again?
I did not. I gave you smoky selenite tonight. Be nice.
You did. You gave me rocks for my birthday, and I thank you for it. They're beautiful. They are. They're beautiful.
Better than coal.
They are a
I
lot better than
was
coal.
thinking that.
What are the chances, by the way, I was also thinking, would we ever see young Sheldon try to envision his life as an adult at some point on oh, okay, you ready? Go for it.
One funny thing, one day I got up and Mama said, I have this idea. What if they see young Sheldon thinking what he's going to be in the future, but it's totally different from what happens? And I said, yeah, he's probably imagining him on like this red carpet with these like fancy glasses and all the other like famous scientists, like all these like really famous scientists that he looks up to, like Albert Einstein, being like, oh my gosh, can I have your autograph? Sheldon Lee Cooper, oh my goodness,
Is he pitching?
I love it. Write it down.
But like, and then like Sheldon's like, it would be fun. Anyway, that was not meant.
So could we see something like this, or? Yeah, please.
Well, not now. It's spoiled.
Even Reagan sing, please.
I would imagine that Sheldon, as played by Ian, has an entirely wrong idea of what's coming down the road. Because and that's just. And
why?
Why would it be otherwise for a 9-year-old to see the future?
Okay, then I have another idea for you then.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, oh Lord. What if adult Sheldon has a flashback to younger Sheldon?
He already did. That's why we're here.
Like right before his wedding, like thinking about, like right before he marries Amy, like thinking about his younger self in this moment. Isn't that like a good idea? Put me on the payroll.
Oh, that's the problem. We can't afford to bring Ian on for an episode. Talk to his lawyers. I'm not dealing with it anymore.
Oh, man. Before we open this up to audience questions, one thing I finally wanted to ask you all is, I feel like, every time I do interviews lately, people are like, this show is so timely. It's so timely. And yes, we hear that a lot, but at the same time, I feel like this show is very timely, given that it's about a young child who's finding his place in the world and doesn't fit in and is learning what that means. And now, it's so important to celebrate one's individuality and being their authentic selves. So I would love to know for each of you, what does this show's message mean to you? Since it is about nurturing someone who may not fit in, and that's perfectly fine, and that's something that should be celebrated. So what is this show's message? As funny as it is, what does it mean to you?
I think this show has a lot of compassion and deals in a lot of compassion. And I think that audiences, at least for myself, I think that's something they respond to, because I think it's something we're all craving right now, understanding someone we might not think we understand.
I think it's like saying that different people are okay, and you may be smart, you may be not smart, you may be whatever is different about you is okay, and you got to embrace that no matter how hard it can be or how hard that person can be. And yeah,
I think that's
mean people have a reason, and yeah.
Because as much as these characters don't understand each other, they are around that table every night having dinner together, and I think that's comforting.
Trying.
Anything else you guys want to add at the end about what this show means to you?
What Ian said.
What Ian said.
Oh, I can't phrase it better.
Oh, Ray, you're too sweet.
No, I'm being honest.
Okay.
All right, well,
You're
with
being
that.
modest.
Oh, okay.
No.
God, please let us be able to see them when they're 18 on the show.
I tell you, I didn't want
Mary?
Oh man! All right, so let's open it up to some audience questions. I see, if you don't mind waiting for the mic to come to you, right in the front.
Hi there. This one's for the kids. Since the show was set in the 80s, I was wondering what surprised you about lack of technology in the 80s, or if you watched any of the popular culture, like TV shows or movies or music, and what you liked from it.
Ian, talk about the telephone.
That too, and that's insane. Also, the weird sounds the computer make when you're trying to, it's like beep, 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 and it's like, look, I just want to get on the internet. But it's, I think.
What happened with the telephone?
I'll tell
the
you,
weird
just
part
2
is-
days ago, Sheldon had to make a phone call, and I watched Ian twice dial the number and then pick up the receiver. And we had to keep saying, buddy, it's 7 numbers. You have to dial 7, not 5, not 9, it's 7.
Explaining a dial tone.
And then also, today we have an episode where Sheldon, I'm not going to spoil it too much, but there's a cartoon that I'm watching, and it's so weird because the cartoons back then are like,
Hey.
they're so,
What were they?
they're so, like blurry and
Blurry.
blurry and kind of like old-fashioned.
Hey, those old cartoons bought me my first Toyota.
Right? Right?
But like also, as Ms. Zoe said, one time you were looking at that cookbook, and I looked, and the pictures in the 1980s were just kind of unattractive. Like pictures of food.
Pictures from the 1980s
like
were
we
kind
were
of
looking through the cookbook.
It's
and
true.
then pictures of food.
He's not wrong.
Like it's just
Next
something
question.
about
What
the
you asked for
colors
quick
are-
cooking was a little bit unappetizing.
The way the colors were, and it was all neon, and orange, and green, and yellow. It's just
right,
like that's not.
Okay, the man in the middle with the baseball cap on.
I'm talking about the man.
In the middle.
Oh, look at his shirt. I
I'm
love his
asking
shirt.
him to change
I think
his
it's-
ways.
Hello, we've met, of course, on Big Bang, the mother of Sheldon and the sister. Now, will Georgie and the sister make it to Sheldon's wedding?
We're hoping.
I like it.
We're hoping.
Should I sit down now?
I see a little girl with a really cute hoodie right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that a Rainbow Dash hoodie? I love your Rainbow Dash hoodie. I love My Little Pony.
Wait, what is that called?
It's Rainbow Dash. It's
Rainbow Dash?
in short. Look, there are a bunch of ponies, and there are unicorns and alicorns, and then there are the Pegasus, and it's hard to.
See, I had Rainbow Bright.
She's here.
as a
She
kid.
could tell us.
Okay,
Is
sorry.
your hoodie a Rainbow Dash hoodie?
Yes.
Yes.
She nodded yes.
Good for you, Ian.
I know these things.
What's your question?
Do you guys play any games?
Oh,
We play a lot of games. Also, sometimes I feel like I've had a conversation with you about My Little Pony. Also, as we said before, pretty big unicorns. But yeah, we do play a lot of games. We run wild. Also, there's another level where the hair and makeup is. So a lot of times, Miss Stephanie are
play hide and
incredible.
seek.
Oh yeah. And also, we learned how to make helicopters from
Lot of dropping
one
things
of the
off
makeup
balconies.
artists, Miss Stephanie. Paper helicopters, so we make them, we drop them in paper planes and all
We
that.
try to drop them on our cast.
For some reason, they love the tickle,
Ray,
too.
you weren't supposed to tell that part. Remember, it was a secret, and then we were going to try to hit their heads like a bullseye? Remember that?
I did not just say that.
I told you
did
it
not
was a
just hear anything.
secret, not something that you can tell an audience.
Okay,
We also
Lots
like to
of
tickle, like he said.
got it. Okay.
At
Let's
all?
see. I see a hand all the way right there in the back in the plaid shirt, I think.
Hi, this question's for Ian. We love you on Big Little Lies as well. My wife and I.
Oh, thank you very much, you
This is
guys.
two best shows on TV, and Big Bang Theory.
And Mr. Jim.
No, take it, Ian. Take
okay.
it.
Top
And
three.
Glamour's your favorite magazine.
And his little show, too.
Is it
yeah.
hard to juggle the two roles and separate the roles?
And how do you have straight teeth here, but you did not have straight teeth in that show? Sorry.
Okay,
That's very
I'm gonna knock out the straight teeth one first. The reason is I have an incredible orthodontist, Dr. Terriani. He is the best, and I did this thing called Invisalign, and you asked, I give an honest answer. Anyway, so we got these things called Invisalign. They're really awesome. My teeth were totally crooked and big little eyes, and now they're really straight.
Is
so.
your agent here? You need to be doing commercials for them. You just, honestly, make a buck, kid.
And then, in answer to your question about juggling the two roles, it is kind of hard to think of going back and playing this kid who's kind of not kind of messed up. It's fun. That kind of just a strange kid who's kind of shy and oh gosh, not macabre. Not creepy, not macabre.
Let's stick with messed up. He was messed up.
Messed up. Thank you. Well, yes, messed up. This kid who he's very non-social, to this Sheldon who's bold and in some ways thinks he's better than everyone.
Sheldon's pretty non-social. Or maybe you're still getting there, but trust me, it's coming.
Let's put it this way. There are different characters. Oh my goodness! I just saw Miss Winnie and Mr. Tim in the audience. I just saw them. Miss Winnie? Hi. Hi, Mr.
Don't
Tim.
embarrass them.
I'm just saying hi. Miss Winnie.
They may feel shy.
Tim. Hi, guys. I totally did not know you were here. It's so good to see you.
Pretty pink unicorn. Pretty pink unicorn.
Mr. Jim. Miss Annie. Mr. Jim.
Oh, man. Okay. Let's see. Well, oh, yes. You fourth in the third row, I think.
Look like that's.
Sorry, you're getting your workout tonight.
Hello. As a fellow nerd, I have a question for younger Sheldon. Do you tie your own ties? Or do you wear clip-ons?
This one is actually, let's see. I'm not, okay, I think I'm gonna do this. This one's actually real. Yeah, I learned from Mr. Sean at Brooks Brothers in New York. He's really, he's a really kind man. He's a really
everybody.
kind man. He's so sweet, and he taught me how to tie my own tie and bow tie, but I need lessons on the bow tie again.
That's two, Agent of Ian. Two. Get on it. Teeth, ties.
Miss Jamie, you heard it. Come on.
Oh, man.
I'm sorry, I had a...
Oh, yeah.
I have one other question, and this is more for the producers. As being a nerd, we don't quite... there's reasons we are, and not necessarily always being because we're smart. Usually we have some sort of deficiency also that goes along with being smart. We're going to see more of that from younger Sheldon this coming seasons.
You want to take that?
We're continuing to explore who he is. We've tapped into some of his social issues and a little bit of his inability to handle change quite a bit in the pilot. That little mini meltdown over the bow tie, and physical deficiencies. Well, he certainly hung from that rope in gym class.
All right, one more question. Are we allowed to get anyone in the upper tier? Is there any mics up there? I don't know.
That poor man really is getting his workout.
What?
You got this.
Which?
You got this. Go on.
Wait,
Batman abs. Batman abs. Come on.
Wait, who?
You can do this. Just 2,008,000,007 more steps to
Are
go.
you sending him? Oh, my Lord.
Who are we talking to?
I don't think he knows where he's going.
Oh, okay.
And it's holding
Pick someone
mine.
else.
Pick someone else.
Okay.
Oh, there's a hand.
Right
Go for it. Yes, right there. You.
A hand there, yeah. Saw a hand.
I want to say I love the show, and I'm really happy to see Annie Potts on the show. And I have a question that many friends of mine have asked the same thing is, who was the genius person that came up with having Zoe play the mom when her mom plays the mom in Big Bang?
There's no genius about it. She won the role. She's the best actress. She just killed it. I mean, she
Well,
came
yes,
in.
I agree,
She
yes,
came in
yes.
and auditioned for the part, and regardless of her remarkable parents, she just blew our minds.
But I will say this: when it first came up, do you remember your reaction? You
How
were
can
like,
we be this lucky?
well, no. Before that, you were like, oh no, she's entirely too young. And tell them why, if you don't mind, why you were like, oh, Zoe's too young. Because
When I first knew Zoe, she was 5. And I hadn't realized that a few years had gone by.
he met her on Roseanne. He was
running
for
around.
Roseanne.
She was
and
running
came in
around with
Lori.
Melissa Gilbert and the other kids on Roseanne back in 90, 91, 92, something like that. How old were you then?
About that.
About 5 years old. Yeah.
Her name comes up, she's like, oh God, she can't play a mother, she's a child. We're Googling her age going,
No,
she's a
she's
kid
old.
anymore.
That is true. That is very true. I mean, Johnny Galecki was, 11, 12 years old when I first met him on Roseanne. So, yeah.
Next week.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you guys so much. It has been such a joy to talk to you. What, Ian?
I saw a guy in the front row in the plaid shirt. He raised his hand.
Okay,
Quick,
super
quick.
quick.
Quick one.
Good question.
Ian said so.
The kindness of a child will keep us here all night, won't he? No, there's another.
I saw that one, and that one, and that one, and that one, and that one, all the way up there.
Well, thank you for choosing me. We come from Spain, and I don't know if you know that you're very famous there. How do you deal with being famous and so very known internationally?
Let's see. I don't think of myself as famous.
Have you traveled much? I'm just saying, that's when it would hit you.
Madrid or Barcelona?
Jim, do you have any advice?
I'm from
for
South, actually.
Okay.
Sevilla.
I'm asking because I'm curious.
I just kind of, I like when people come up and say they like the show because I'm glad people watch it and I'm glad people like it. And it feels good for me to make other people happy. So, yeah.
Aw.
It's a good way to end
That's
it.
so perfect. Anyway, thank you guys so much. Everybody stay in your seats because we're going to show a clip of next week's Big Bang Theory with Bill Gates. Yeah, first look. So the cast is going to leave the stage while we show the clip, and then I'm going to bring out the cast of Big Bang Theory.